True or false? Artificial intelligence has become a staple of science fiction, with movies like Her and shows like Black Mirror exploring AI gone wrong. AI is also making strides in the business world, with AI-generated content already starting to replace human writers on some websites. AI-generated content has no bias or emotion. AI also writes thousands of articles in minutes, much faster than any human writer could ever produce. One disadvantage of AI is inaccuracy, with long-form writing where humans tend to expand their thoughts with metaphors and analogies more often. So do you agree? Because everything I've said so far was content that I didn't write. Actually, a machine wrote. That is, it was generated by an AI tasked with looking at the pros and cons of using an AI to write content for blogs or websites. Were you swayed by its own meta-analysis? Well, Google's stance is on prioritizing content written by flesh popsicles over AI, and this looks like it won't change in the immediate future. However, as AI improves and the quality of the writing ramps up, perhaps there is a place for AI writers doing all the hard work that most of us love producing. But don't just take my word for it, let's have an AI's opinion with the following tones and filters. In today's day and age, AI has become a very popular topic to research. Some people love AI for all the help it can provide us in many different areas, while other people are afraid AI will turn on us and ultimately destroy humanity. But before we start panicking and getting cold sweats at night thinking about the inevitable robot revolution, let's take a deep breath and look at how we got here. So let's talk AI. AI seems to be all the rage these days, and it looks like content marketers everywhere are adopting AI tools to augment their already time-consuming workflow. And since AI isn't human, the frequency at which it produces new ideas is much higher than something made by a person. I think, but what do I know about AI? The internet is filled with millions of pieces of content, blog posts, tweets, news articles, the list goes on and on. The ability to create compelling content in large quantities has become extremely important for many companies to stay relevant online. Imagine a world where your company can have fresh, informative content on its website every day without having to pay a penny. In this world, the only task the company would need to complete is to provide some data for the AI to work with. The years of hiring freelancers and paying them high prices will be over. This dream may soon come true thanks to a group of Russian developers who created an algorithm that writes news articles from scratch. Now, the pants debate has been going on for decades, and I believe we can all agree that pants are pants and it doesn't matter what you call them. However, in this article, we will be discussing trousers, the pros and cons of using automated writing software to write content for your website or blog. As you can see, some of the content generated sounds slightly interesting, but the future of AI content generation will come down to Google's primary prerequisite of quality content. AI isn't necessarily going to nail comedy, wit, or impersonations. In fact, current AI articles are considered to be stronger when dealing with factual information rather than anything that requires emotion, storytelling, or expressing a direct opinion. It won't ever be Shakespeare. Trust me, we tried, but if the content is considered high quality, there's every chance that it will be able to rank in the future, no matter where the origin is from, whether that's Skynet or the human brain. The question really then comes down to whether it's niche, whether it's authoritative, because we all know that that's the key for content. So it doesn't look like AI is going to replace humans just yet. Between selling products, e-commerce pages, professional service pages, people want to work with humans, and we hate when brands sound robotic and contrived. So for the time being at least, it looks like humans trump AI on this one. But we'll be continuing to measure and see, and there may be ways that AI can even help inform humans as we write. But as far as Google's concerned, I don't think they really care about the origin. They just don't want to see people pumping out crappy content, which is something that happens too often. It's better to have quality content than no content. So make sure you're putting out good stuff, and Google's always going to appreciate you. That's all for this tea time, folks, but never fear, I'll be back.